गुड इवनिंग, नमस्कार दोस्तों। ईएलएम लाइव सीरीज के एक और वीडियो के साथ मैं हाजिर हूं आपके सामने। और जैसा कि आप सब जानते हैं, आपको पता ही है दैट इस सीरीज के अंदर हम अलग अलग मार्केट एक्सपर्ट्स को लाने की कोशिश करते हैं जो काफी टाइम से मार्केट में हैं और अपने अपने नॉलेज से और अपनी ट्रेनिंग से और जो वो कर रहे हैं उसके माध्यम से वे लोगों तक ये नॉलेज पहुंचाना चाह रहे हैं ताकि सबका भला हो। सो ये ऑब्वियसली इस वजह से काफी पॉपुलर भी हैं। और आज की जो शख्सियत हमारे साथ है वो भी वन ऑफ द बेस्ट सेलिंग ऑथर्स हैं, बहुत ही पॉपुलर फिगर हैं स्टॉक मार्केट में, काफी फैंस भी हैं उनके जो आज हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं। सो मैं सभी का तहे दिल से स्वागत करता हूं। दोस्तों, आज इस वीडियो में हम बात करने जा रहे हैं प्रसन्नजीत पॉल से। आप सभी ये सुन के हैरान होंगे कि इनकी जो बुक है वो इंडिया की वन ऑफ द बेस्ट सेलिंग बुक्स है अंडर द कैटेगरी ऑफ स्टॉक मार्केट्स। अगर आप अमेजोन पे जाते हैं, फ्लिपकार्ट पे जाते हैं और स्टॉक मार्केट बुक सर्च करते हैं दोस्तों, एक बहुत ही गजब की बात है। मुझे भी बहुत आश्चर्य हुआ जब मैंने ये करके देखा। तो आपको सबसे पहली या दूसरी बुक्स में हमेशा प्रसन्नजीत की जो पॉपुलर बुक है हाउ टू अवॉइड लॉस एंड अर्न कंसिस्टेंटली इन द स्टॉक मार्केट्स, ये जो पॉपुलर बुक है ये आपको पहले या दूसरे स्थान पे जरूर मिल जाएगी। और ये एक ऐसे शख्स हैं जो सेबी रजिस्टर्ड इक्विटी एडवाइजर हैं, जिन्होंने ऐसे मल्टीपल स्टॉक्स आइडेंटिफाई किए हैं जो मल्टी बैगर हुए हैं, 15 बैगर्स, 20 बैगर्स, और इनमें ये पर्सनली भी इन्वेस्टेड हैं, यू नो। सो समवन हु हैज डन दैट फ्रॉम लास्ट at least from last 12 years he has been doing that. So I invite him on the screen.
खुलेगा।
So very warm welcome Prasenjit. It's so good to have
you. Thank you Vineet ji. It's really nice to have in your show. There are some kind of lags in internet, so if it feels something bothering to our audience, I am really sorry. There are some little bit lag in the internet, but I hope as we move forward there will be no such issues.
See Prasenjit, I tell you, I have been interacting I started this show. I became part of this show. This show was actually started by Vivek ELM Live, and I became part of this, and I do these on Tuesday and Thursday. What I was about to tell you is we are very fortunate that the kind of audience which we have is very kind and generous. We are giving our best efforts to give them knowledge, and they give their best effort to learn and get more and more from us. That's the beauty of this relationship, right? So I understand technological issues are always there, but the main purpose is to learn and from each other, and that's what we are learning. And I am personally very fortunate that I get guests like you, जिनकी नॉलेज से मेरे दोस्त जो आज जुड़े हुए हैं वो भी सीख रहे हैं और मुझे भी इतना कुछ सीखने को मिलता है हर बार, एक नई पर्सनालिटी। और आज आपको मेरे शो पे पाके आई एम very fortunate and very warm welcome once again.
Thank you Vineet ji. So first of all, I must say that you and your team are doing some fantastic job, because we all know that how popular StockEdge Elearnmarkets and all these are. And ye bhi matlab I am very happy to, actually I am fortunate to have in your show, and I'm very happy the way you are spreading financial literacy across the country.
Prasenjit, I tell you something about that. Elearnmarkets पे typically, I invite people who are already on Elearnmarkets, all right? But this happens very rarely that person is there on StockEdge also. And let me tell you that you are there on StockEdge, and you are amongst the very few people who are there on StockEdge. You know how? I'll tell you how. So what happens is a person who has more than 1% of shareholding in any public entity, in any listed company, right? It's shown under the shareholding, and we show shareholding of all the listed companies, all 5,000 listed companies under StockEdge. And there are stocks where your name is there. Am I right?
Yes, yeah, that's right.
So I saw that today while going through a couple of stocks, right? That your name is there because you hold more than 1% in those listed companies. So I was very amused to see that you are there on Elearnmarkets and somehow you are there also on StockEdge. So I'm sure it will be a great learning experience to discuss that how did you identify those stocks, because the two stocks which I checked today, in last 1 year they I think have increased by 5 times to 6 times. All right, so we'll delve deeper into those stocks. आपने कैसे आइडेंटिफाई किए, आपका प्रोसेस क्या है, क्या स्ट्रेटजीज है, हम वो सब डिस्कस करेंगे. So, if you allow me, let us get into the question answers, and we'll take certain questions from users also. If that's okay, I'll start straight away.
Yeah, sure.
हाँ, बट एक चीज है जो सबसे पहला सवाल मेरा रहता है, दैट हाउ डिड यू स्टार्ट योर जर्नी, राइट? वी वांट टू नो मोर अबाउट यू. Where you know, was stock market your first preference as a career? How did it evolve? How did you write a book? You know, that's such a difficult task to write a book, because you need amazing amount of concentration, focus, and above all your book is one of the most popular books. So we would like to know more about your journey, your personality, your book and everything. So please एकदम दिल खोल के शेयर कीजिए हमारे साथ आपकी जर्नी.
Yeah, thank you. So again, as I'm saying, there are some lags, but I understand your questions. So like to start with, I have started the journey in equity market since 2010. उस वक्त मैं कॉलेज में था, मतलब while I was in college itself. So apart from, and I was in engineering, so it's nothing related, not MBA, nothing on finance, it's nothing related to the finance or stock market. But yes, while I was in the college, since that time I started my journey. I started the journey with reading books and all. तो उस वक्त मुझे सबसे बड़ा जो दिक्कत हुआ वो ये है कि I used to read the best selling books of all the foreign US authors like The Intelligent Investor, One Up on a Wall Street and all. तो उस वक्त सबसे ज्यादा मुझे जो दिक्कत हुआ था, actually I was from a Bengali medium student and those English were very tough to understand. So I struggled a lot to learn the stock market while I was reading those books. मतलब ऐसा होता था मुझे डिक्शनरी लेकर बैठना था, मतलब because you know those English, those the examples and all those are from the US stock market. So I struggled a lot on learning on my initial stage. So this is what, that's on that time itself I decided नहीं मुझे भी एक किताब लिखना है जो मतलब ये जो स्टॉक मार्केट ये जो सब्जेक्ट है जो रिलेटिवली हार्ड टू अंडरस्टैंड उसको एकदम सिंपलेस्ट वे में ताकि उसको हम डिस्कस करें. So that was the motive of writing the book. As I struggled a lot, I didn't want my next generation of investors to struggle that much, the struggle that I face. So that was my motivation of writing the book. And in
I think,
2015,
just sorry, आपको बीच में interrupt करूँगा, because a very interesting thing came to my mind. I was going through your book page on Amazon, and the maximum number of reviews was this, that we read a lot of good books, right? Like Once Upon a Wall Street and things like that. But we realized that most of the examples are US based and things which are discussed are US based. Like you said, scary, right? अभी समझ ही नहीं आ रहा. But your book talks about Indian topics, right? So a lot of people are saying that's the best thing about your book, and I think your book has got highest number of reviews also, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, can you please repeat the last line only?
I said that you know, I saw that your book also has got the best and the maximum number of reviews under stock market category, right? And a lot of people are saying that because it's Indian in nature, that's why they find it really nice. प्रसन्नजीत, अगर मेरी आवाज नहीं सुनाई दे रही है तो सॉरी, आप कंटिन्यू कीजिए, आप अपनी जर्नी के बारे में कंटिन्यू कीजिए.
अच्छा, तो ओवरऑल किताब का जैसे मैंने बताया, so is my voice is audible to you? Like
yes,
I just
yes,
wanted to
perfectly
check whether
fine.
I am okay.
Your voice is perfectly fine. Video is good. You please continue.
Okay. So my point was the same thing. Like मुझे बहुत स्ट्रगल करना पड़ा वो इंग्लिश समझने के लिए, because One Upon a Wall Street, that's a fantastic book, that's a great book, I learned a lot from that book. बट मुझे जो स्ट्रगल करना पड़ा वो मैं नहीं चाह रहा था कि मेरा जो नेक्स्ट जनरेशन, सो द पीपल, द इन्वेस्टर्स दोज आर लर्निंग ऑन टुडे, दे हैड टू फेस दैट काइंड ऑफ स्ट्रगल. सो दैट वाज द मोटिवेशन ऑफ द बुक. एंड उस किताब लिखते वक्त मेरा एक ही मतलब टारगेट था कि जितना आसान हो सके, जितना आसान इंग्लिश में हो सके, so that I can represent the topic. And I think I was successful on that purpose. to make a complex subject as simple as possible. And this is why many first time investors, even many इन्वेस्टर्स आई नो जिनका मतलब मेरे जैसा ही बंगाली फास्ट लैंग्वेज मतलब इंग्लिश में उतना अच्छा नहीं है, वो भी जब किताब पढ़ा वो उनको लगा कि नहीं इंग्लिश भी इतना आसानी से समझ में मतलब आ सकता है, उनको ये पता ही नहीं था. So I think I was successful on that purpose, and it is often said that when you have some certain purpose, when you are clear about your purpose, what exactly you want to do, then success comes. So as my purpose was to make the complex subject as simple as possible, so maybe this is why the book received lot of loves, lot of great reviews from the audience, from the readers.
Right. So we would like to know more about, for the book is amazing. People are asking what's the name of the book. So I'll just tell them that it's a popular book and the name is How to Avoid Loss and Earn Consistently in the Stock Market, right? And this is the broader topic of today's discussion also. So you can search How to Avoid Loss and Earn Consistently in the Stock Market, right? Prasenjit, that's about your book. But tell us more about you as a person. How did you start investing in markets, right? What were your initial picks, and about you a little more.
Okay, I'll share about my journey. Before that, just one line I want to share, as many of you are asking the book name. So right now, what happened is in Flipkart, there are many pirated books are circulating. Even the issue is so that we are also fighting a legal case against Amazon and Flipkart. So right now, as on today, you will find the original book in Amazon where the pages are white. You'll go to Amazon, get the book. If you find the seller name Paul Asset, from there you will get the original book. But in the Flipkart right now, many duplicate copies where the pages are yellow, the binding is poor, those are circulating, and we are also fighting a legal case, and we are sure that we'll win, but it will take time because, as you know, in India legal process takes time. So I'll request all the audience that all these fake books are little bit cheaper, on 100 to 150 rupees, but read the original, because those pirated books have contains this older version of the book. The few contents are missing on those pirated copies. So whenever you purchase the book, make sure that the pages should be white, binding should be proper, and purchase from Amazon by the seller Paul Asset to get the original copy. And if you purchased it from Flipkart, if you get the book which is yellow page, poor binding, then kindly return the same. Okay, so now I'll start as you mentioned, like to start my journey back in 2013-14. My first multi-bagger, like I started investing. My first multi-baggers came in like in Canfin Homes, Kaplan Point Lab, Mayuri Unicorns on all. लेकिन बैक देन क्या था कि मेरा इन्वेस्टमेंट अमाउंट इतना छोटा था, लाइक इट वाज few thousand turned into few lakhs. Like back in 2013, 14, 15, I earned 10 times return from Canfin Homes. But क्या हुआ था, कुछ हजारों का इन्वेस्टमेंट था, हजारों का लाभ हुआ. लेकिन फिर जैसे जैसे धीरे धीरे मतलब फिर आगे बढ़ा, 2017, 18, 19 जब आया, तो now as Vineet ji was saying that these stocks, Chemcrux, Lancer Containers and all, उसमें क्या था, मेरा इन्वेस्टमेंट कुछ लाखों का था. तो आज जाके मतलब फिनेंशियल फ्रीडम और इक्विटी से जो मतलब मल्टीबैगर का जो मजा, वो आज मुझे प्रॉपर मजा मिल रहा है. बिकॉज यू नो while you are investing few lakhs and that turn crores, then you can realize the kind of gain. Now many of you might ask like how you accumulated capital and all. तो शुरू से मेरा यही टारगेट था कि like many people, many newcomers also ask like I want to grow my capital big, I want to grow my capital faster. मेरा कुछ हजारों का है, कुछ हजारों में मेरा अगर लाखों बनाने में 4-5 साल चला जाए तो क्या है. तो मेरा like my suggestion is for every newcomers is whenever a new investor, make sure to not erode the capital. Because suppose you are started your investing journey with 1 lakh. Now suddenly this 1 lakh turn to 50,000. Then it will be very difficult. Your वो मतलब होता है ना, मोटिवेशन लॉस हो जाता है. It will be very difficult to bounce back because एक बार आपका 1,50,000 हो गया, if you lost 50%, उस 50,000 से 1 लाख होने में आपको 100% रिटर्न चाहिए. So as a newcomer, I'll suggest first focus to preserve the capital, keep your loss as minimum as possible. मैंने भी ऐसे ही किया, मतलब शुरू से मेरा वही टारगेट था, preserve the capital so that I can't suffer more than 40, 60 kind of loss. And side by side, as I have published the book Income and All, so gradually I built the wealth. But yes, I never hurried, like I never took up any kind of gambling bets that can make my capital that so that I can lose 50-60%. So as for every investor, I'll suggest, if you first, you should learn the tricks how to avoid loss, how to protect your capital first. If you can learn that tricks, then the journey will be smooth.
करेक्ट 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 करेक्ट। इसी बात से वॉरेन बफे साहब की एक बहुत ही जो पॉपुलर कहावत है वो याद आ गई, दैट यू नो द फर्स्ट रूल ऑफ इन्वेस्टिंग इज यू नेवर लूज मनी, and the second rule is you should never forget the first rule. So the most important rule is you should never lose money in markets. Protect your capital. Capital erosion नहीं होना चाहिए, जो अभी प्रसन्नजीत ने आपसे कहा, capital erosion होने से it's very difficult to bounce back, and especially this is especially true if you are investing, long term investing, right? You have to invest in stocks in such a way that your capital is always protected. Again, there is another very funny saying that return of capital what you are investing is more important than return on capital. Return on capital will only come if your capital is protected. So that's very important. So there is a question related to this, Prasenjit, which is how to identify stocks that can withstand market corrections, right? You can only protect your capital if there is a correction or if there is a bear market, the impact on your stocks is minimum, right? So how to ensure that you select such stocks?
Can you please repeat the last line?
I'll repeat the question for you. All right, the question is how to identify stocks which can withstand stock market correction. When there is a correction in overall market, it can withstand that kind of correction and can still be in good value. Prasenjit, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I think the question was like, what kind of stocks are able to withstand a correction, right?
Yes, exactly. If you can elaborate on that. Yes.
Okay, so I'll give you a simple example. Suppose मेरा एक business है and आपका भी एक business है. Okay, we both are business owner, fine. So now my business and your business, both the business are earning 100 crores of sales, 50 crores of profit. Everything is same of your and mine business. Now there is only one difference. एक ही फर्क है दोनों business में. आपका जो business है उसका मतलब 50 करोड़ का लोन भी है. मेरा जो business है उसमें कोई लोन नहीं है. तो आपका बिजनेस में 50 करोड़ का लोन है, इसलिए क्या है कि हर महीने आपको ईएमआई पे करना पड़ेगा, राइट? उस लोन का ईएमआई पे करना पड़ेगा. मेरा एज सच कुछ नहीं है, मेरा डेट जीरो है, नथिंग ईएमआई, कुछ नहीं है. तो अब मान लीजिए ये कोविड जैसा कुछ लॉकडाउन, कुछ मतलब ब्लैक स्वान इवेंट आ गया, जिसमें मतलब एनीथिंग कैन हैपन इन द बिजनेस वर्ल्ड, समथिंग अनफॉर्चुनेट हैपेंस. तो उस वक्त मतलब ये दो बिजनेस के अंदर, बिटवीन दिस टू बिजनेस, व्हिच बिजनेस विल सफर द मोस्ट?
The one which has loan.
Yes, obviously the one which has loan. तो जिस बिजनेस में लोन है, बिकॉज उस बिजनेस को हर महीने ईएमआई पे करना पड़ रहा है, भले ही उसका प्रॉफिट आए, सेल्स आए, कुछ भी हो जाए, उसको ईएमआई पे करना ही पड़ेगा. बैंक ये नहीं सुनेगा कि नहीं भाई 2 महीने के लिए बिजनेस में कुछ खराब है, तीसरा महीने तो उसको पैसा पे करना ही है. लेकिन मेरा जो बिजनेस है, अगर मेरा बिजनेस में मतलब इफ आई हैव जीरो डेट, तो उसमें क्या है, मेरा अगर 6 महीने से सेल्स में, प्रॉफिट में कुछ गड़बड़ है, तो भी हम एटलीस्ट जिंदा रहेंगे, मतलब माय बिजनेस वोंट डाई. So from this example, the very simple thing is, in the stock market, as we all know, that stocks are nothing but a reflection of a business. So in the stock market business, those having zero debt or negligible debt, जिसका loan zero या negligible है, they are much likely to correct less even during the bear market. But जिनका जो business में loan है, balance sheet stretched है, high leveraged business है, वो सब जो business है, normally this kind of business correct much higher during the correction. So this is why, as an investor, if you can stick with the companies having zero or negligible debt, there is a very high potential, there are high chances that your capital will be preserved even during the worst situation, because the debt free business can't go bankrupt. right? Any debt-free business can never go bankrupt, no matter how bad the external situation is. So this is why, as an investor, the same thing, as an investor, if you can stick with the companies those have lower or negligible debt, then you are much protected even at the worst kind of bear market.
That's true. That's very, very true. And that's why they say that, leverage is a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Leverage means the loan which is taken so the amount of debt you have in your company. It's a double-edged sword. Why? On the positive side, it reduces the cost of capital. And on the negative side, when the company is not able to serve that loan means pay the interest and the installments back, then it acts as a big deterrent, because then your profitability is getting eroded, and if you don't have profits, then you come into a situation where the debt holders can actually ask you to liquidate your assets, and that brings the company to a stage of bankruptcy. So the point is, you need to understand leverage, कितना loan होना चाहिए, कितना नहीं होना चाहिए. To help people in understanding this, we created a scan in StockEdge. With a single click, we have 3 scans related to leverage. Zero leverage, so company which has zero debt, you click on zero leverage, you will get all the companies which have got zero leverage. Then you have low leverage, and then you have medium and high leverage. तो ये स्कैन हमने बनाए इसी माइंडसेट से, बिकॉज अंडरस्टैंडिंग कंपनी विद जीरो लिवरेज और लो लिवरेज इज वेरी वेरी क्रूशियल, व्हाट प्रसन्नजीत सेड. So, Prasenjit, this is one of the criteria to select the company. What else? Is management quality important?
Yes, 100%. Because we all know that a great management can turn even a mediocre business to a great business, and a bad management can turn a great business. A very common example is the Vijay Mallya of Kingfisher, because you know the Kingfisher, the beer, मतलब दारू is as such a kind of business, जो भी रिसेशन है कुछ भी है उसका सेल्स बढ़ेगा ही बढ़ेगा, such kind of business. But even despite having inherited such kind of great business, Vijay Mallya ruined it. So obviously management check is very important.
So tell me one thing. We know that management is important, but the bigger question is how to check management quality. Because as retail individual investors, we don't have understanding of doing that. If you can help us deciphering how to understand the quality of a management.
Yeah, exactly. So the question was, I think, how to check the management, right?
Yeah. I'll just do a quick check.
First
Are
of
the
all, I
users
can
able
say
to
that
get
management check करने के लिए आप उस company को visit कीजिए, factories. But I know for a retail investors, it is very difficult to visit the company. Because say for example, right now I'm in Kolkata. I have invested in 5 companies, headquarters in Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore. Then how can I visit those 5 places before investing? Maybe I am a retail investor, maybe investing 10,000. तो उसको तो मतलब दिल्ली जाने के लिए जाने आने में ही 10,000 खर्चा हो जाएगा सिर्फ फ्लाइट कॉस्ट ना, तो क्या इन्वेस्ट करेगा? So for a retail investors, it's not feasible to visit the company, and I'll also not suggest something like this. But sitting from home, मतलब अब घर बैठे बैठे भी कैसे you can understand whether the management is of good quality or bad. For that मैं हमेशा 3 चीज मतलब कहता हूँ, 3 चीज मतलब there are very 3 important parameters. If you can check these 3 things. What are these 3 things? First is shareholding pattern. Second is tax rate and dividend rate. And third is return on equity or the quality of balance sheet. I'll give you an example. While I'm talking about shareholding pattern, like if you find a business where the promoters pledged their shares, I'll suggest to stay away from such business. Why? The reason is very simple. Pledge क्या होता है कि जैसे मान लीजिए मैं एक promoter हूँ, मेरा कुछ business है. अब मेरा बिजनेस लोन चाहिए, तो लोन के लिए बैंक के पास गया, तो बैंक ने मुझे लोन दे दिया. लेकिन मेरा बैंक को अगर लगे कि नहीं इस बिजनेस का हालत इतना ही खराब है, हम विदाउट इनका गारंटी हम इनको लोन नहीं दे पाएंगे, तो नाउ द बैंक विल डिमांड, नाउ यू कीप योर ओन शेयर्स प्लेज विथ मी, देन आई विल गिव यू लोन. इसका मतलब यही हो गया कि कोई भी बिजनेस, कोई भी प्रोमोटर को अपना शेयर्स मतलब अपना प्रॉपर्टी, अपना मतलब अपना शेयर्स प्लेज रखना पड़ रहा है. इसका मतलब यही है बैंक को कहीं ना कहीं लग रहा है कि इस बिजनेस का हालत उतना सही नहीं है. Lenders are doubtful on that business, right? So while lenders are doubtful on that business, as an investor, why you should invest?
Correct.
So this is why even if you check all the past bear markets, and one thing I want to share, like in the bull market, like the last 1 year, we are having an excellent bull run, right? तो बुल मार्केट में वो सब प्लेजिंग फ्लेजिंग ज्यादा कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता, हर कोई शेयर्स चलता है। इस बुल मार्केट में आप अगर देखेंगे कि जिनका मतलब शेयर होल्डिंग अभी अगर आप चेक करेंगे, आपको ऐसा भी हो सकता है जो शेयर्स 70-80% प्लेज्ड है, वो भी मतलब पिछले एक साल में 100-150% रिटर्न दे दिया। तो आपको लगेगा कि भाई ये क्या प्रसन्नजीत ने क्या बोला, एकदम फालतू का बात बोला। लेकिन the problem is, while the market will correct, see, sooner or later market will correct, stock market never moves on a single direction. बहुत सारे इन्वेस्टर्स है नए नए 2020 में, इफ यू एंटर द मार्केट यू माइट थिंक दैट वाओ मार्केट इज ओनली मूविंग अप, जो भी बीच बीच में छोटा मोटा करेक्शन हो रहा है, फिर भी 2 हफ्ता में फिर से वापस मतलब मार्केट ऊपर जा रहा है। तो दैट वोंट कंटिन्यू फॉरएवर, मार्केट विल श्योरली करेक्ट, बट व्हेन इट विल करेक्ट नोबडी नोज दैट, बट इट विल करेक्ट सूनर और लेटर। तब वो जो करेक्शन होगा ना, उस करेक्शन में वो सब कंपनीज का शेयर ज्यादा गिरेगा जिसका मतलब प्रोमोटर प्लेज्ड है, जिसका डेट ज्यादा है, लिवरेज ज्यादा है एंड ऑल। तो इसीलिए जैसे कि मैंने शुरू में कहा था, कैपिटल प्रिजर्वेंस ऑफ कैपिटल, प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ कैपिटल इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। यू शुड स्टे अवे फ्रॉम द कंपनीज वेयर प्रोमोटर्स प्लेज्ड देयर शेयर, बिकॉज करेक्शन में उसी टाइप का कंपनी सबसे पहले करेक्ट होगा। और एक चीज, like while the market correct, check what your portfolio stocks are doing. Like say for example, market corrected by 10%. Now with 10% market correction, if your portfolio stocks are correcting by 20-25%, then there is something wrong in your portfolio stocks. Then you need to introspect, then you need to change. But if there is a 10% market correction, your portfolio stock are correcting just 2%, then your portfolio have some strong stocks. So carefully follow the market correction. Even during the market correction, if your stock price is moving up, that proves that, I mean, reflects that you are now becoming a better investor.
Correct. So you know what, I'll try the beautiful concepts which you are discussing. So one of that right now, what you discussed, it's theoretically called beta, right? So beta of a stock is basically the percentage movement in that stock compared to the percentage movement in the market. So market can be Nifty or Sensex, whatever benchmark you take. तो जैसा प्रसन्नजीत ने बताया कि अगर मार्केट 10% मूव कर रहा है और आपका पोर्टफोलियो अगर 10% मूव कर रहा है, तो उसका बीटा हो गया 1, बिकॉज इट इज मूविंग इन टेंडम विद द मार्केट, राइट? अगर आपका पोर्टफोलियो कम मूव कर रहा है तो इट्स लो बीटा। अगर वो ज्यादा मूव कर रहा है कि पोर्टफोलियो 10%, सॉरी, if market move by 10% and your portfolio move by 20%, that's high beta. High beta stocks are risky and you should avoid them. So दोस्तों, होता क्या है ना कि हम जितनी चीजें थ्योरेटिकली समझते हैं, ठीक है, इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड थिंग्स प्रैक्टिकली एज वेल एज थ्योरेटिकली। नेवर इग्नोर वन, बिकॉज दैट विल गिव यू अ सॉलिड बेस। उसके अलावा प्रसन्नजीत ने जितने भी एलिमेंट्स बताए टू चेक मैनेजमेंट क्वालिटी, all of those are available on StockEdge. So I would highly recommend that you download StockEdge and do that analysis. Most of it is for free. जैसे pledge stock, so you can check under the shareholding, percentage of shareholding, that's also a big determinant कि मेरा कितना shareholding है, plus change in shareholding. If the promoter is buying in his own company, that means he is more confident in his own company. So all of that is visible in StockEdge in very simple terms. Number of pledged stocks, that is also visible. ROE Prasenjit ने बताया, that is also visible, right? So all of that is there. You only need to do basic homework कि मैनेजमेंट कैसा है भैया, और ये सिंपल चीजें जान के आप मैनेजमेंट समझ सकते हो। और जिसमें आपको मैनेजमेंट की क्वालिटी में कोई भी कंसर्न ना लगे, उसी में जाइए। फिर भी मैं बता दूं, ये सब सही होते हुए भी कभी कभी मिस्टेक हो सकती है, लेकिन प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ दैट मिस्टेक विल गो डाउन सब्सटेंशियली। सो थैंक यू प्रसन्नजीत। आई थिंक यू नो पीपल आर गेटिंग सम प्रैक्टिकल हैंड्स ऑन इंफॉर्मेशन कि कैसे स्टॉक्स के मैनेजमेंट को आइडेंटिफाई किया जाए कि वो अच्छा है कि खराब है। सो इससे आगे बढ़ते हैं। एक और क्वेश्चन मेरे पास बचा हुआ है, दैट व्हेन टू बाय एंड व्हेन टू सेल अ पर्टिकुलर स्टॉक when you are thinking from an investment perspective, not from an intraday trading or swing trading perspective. लंबा रखना है तो कब घुसें कब निकलें शेयर से, इसके बारे में थोड़ा सा दर्शकों को बताएं।
अच्छा, so it's also a pretty like difficult topic. Maximum retail investors like get confused like कब खरीदना है कब बेचना है। So first of all, you should go for the quality of a stock. Like if you can find a high quality stock, then lagbhag matlab until and unless the valuation is on the very high zone, it's good to buy. And most importantly, what I prefer, यहाँ पे जो बहुत बड़ा गलती कर बैठते हैं मैक्सिमम इन्वेस्टर्स, कि suppose you purchased a stock at 100 rupees. Now the stock with improving fundamentals moved into 120 rupees. From 120 to it moved to 150 rupees. मैक्सिमम इन्वेस्टर्स को लगता है कि 50% रिटर्न दे दिया तो शायद और आगे जाके रिटर्न नहीं दे सकता है, तो और हम खरीदेंगे नहीं. रेदर बहुत इन्वेस्टर ये करता है कि 100 का 80 रुपया आ गया तो वो और खरीद लेते हैं. ये एक बहुत बड़ा गलती है. देखिए, while the stock price moves from 100 to 120, 120 to 150 with the improving fundamentals, it means not only you, a lot of other market participants are also realizing the potential. So this is why if that happens, it is a great for you. You should average in the upside. Not only me, like all the successful investors like do the same, like they prefer to average on the upside. But it can be a great mistake if you prefer to average on the downside. Like say for example, like price 100 rupees है तो 100 से 80 रुपया हो गया, राइट, 80 से 70 रुपया हो गया, तो आपको लग सकता है कि चलिए 70 में और हम खरीद लेते हैं, ज्यादा मेरा कॉस्ट एवरेजिंग हो जाएगा. लेकिन ये बहुत बड़ा गलती है. हो ही सकता है कि वो 70 का 50, 50 का 40, 40 का 30, 20 से 1 रुपया तक, मतलब बहुत सारे एग्जांपल्स है. येस बैंक बहुत रिसेंट एग्जांपल है. So whenever a stock is correcting, and again, if you compare with the benchmark, like if you compare with the market, if you find that the market is not that much correcting, but my stock corrected from 100 to 50 rupees, then you should never ever average. It simply means, although आपको लग सकता है कि नहीं शेयर्स में तो सब कुछ सही है, लेकिन मार्केट मतलब मार्केट उतना करेक्ट नहीं कर रहा है, लेकिन आपका स्टॉक्स करेक्ट कर रहा है, इसका मतलब ये है कि देयर मस्ट बी समथिंग रॉन्ग दैट यू मे नॉट अंडरस्टैंड इट. Okay, so here the very important lesson is never ever keep averaging on the downside. Rather, it is better to keep averaging on the upside if the stock is the price is moving along with the improving fundamentals. तो ये हो गया, मतलब बहुत मैंने देखा बहुत इन्वेस्टर्स जो ये गलती कर बैठते हैं. सेकंड, जो when to sell a stock, द सेल रीजन, मतलब आपका रीजन ऐसा ना हो जाए कि एक स्टॉक 100 से 200 हो गया मतलब यही मेरा रीजन है सेल करने का. नो, परसेंटेज रिटर्न शुड बी नेवर एवर अ डिटरमाइनिंग फैक्टर whether you sell or not. If I take my example, like from Chemtrax Industries, I have earned 15 times return. तो मान लीजिए जैसे ही मेरा स्टॉक डबल हो गया, अगर उस वक्त मैं पूरा के पूरा बेच देता तब क्या होता, राइट? आई सिंपली मिस द 15 टाइम्स रिटर्न. तो इसीलिए जब वो शेयर, मतलब केमक्राक्स एंटरप्राइज, इफ यू चेक माय शेयर होल्डिंग पैटर्न, लाइक द हिस्ट्री ऑफ शेयर होल्डिंग पैटर्न इज आल्सो देयर. From 2017 to 2018, the stock price jumped a lot, but still I purchased, I averaged up. From there again it moved up in 2019, then again I purchased. After that उसके बाद 2020-21 में like I did partial profit booking. That's only because of the requirement of fund. तो आपका जो सेल का रीजन ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि सिर्फ और सिर्फ स्टॉक दो गुना हो गया इसीलिए हम सेल कर रहे हैं. नहीं, सेल का रीजन सिर्फ और सिर्फ होना चाहिए when your purchase reason is not valid. Whenever you purchase a stock, make sure to write down the reasons why you purchased. Did you purchase just because the debt is reducing, or what is the reason? If it is like a reason like मेरा दोस्त ने recommend किया या someone else recommend, वो भी आप लिख के रखिए. तो अगर आपका ऐसा रीजन है कि किसी ने रेकमेंड किया इसीलिए मैंने बाय किया, तो जब उन्होंने बोल रहा है वो आपका हो सकता है कि चलिए वो मेरा रीजन है, सेल का रीजन. तो सिंपली पुटिंग, one can sell a stock while the buying reason is no more valid. For example, if you purchased a stock because the debt is reducing, then all on a sudden you started noticing now the debt is improving, so then you can sell because your purchase reason is no longer valid. Or you have purchased a share, maybe like the company is entering into new products and all, is getting approval or something like this. But if somehow those approvals are getting delayed, if there are some regulatory inspection and all, then you can sell because your purchase reason is not valid. So simply putting, selling can be very easy if you are very clear about your purchase reason. So most importantly, write down the purchase reason. If you can write down your purchase reason, then selling won't be a difficult factor. Another one point I need to add, ये भी मैंने देखा बहुत सारे investors, मतलब ये भी होता है कि say for example you sold a share at 100 rupees and after selling that stock moved to 120 rupees, right? तो आपको लग सकता है कि भाई शायद गलती हो गया, नहीं ऐसा भी कुछ नहीं है. One thing you need to remember, you can never ever buy a stock at the bottom and sell a stock at the top consistently. मतलब ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है कि आप हर बार किसी बटन में बाई करें और हर बार टॉप में सेल करें. अगर आप ऐसा कर पाए 2-3 साल तो आप भगवान है. तो हम कोई भगवान नहीं है, हम लोग इंसान है. तो इट इज फाइन. अगर मान लीजिए 100 में आप एग्जिट द स्टॉक बिकॉज योर परचेज रीजन इज नो मोर वैलिड, आफ्टर दैट इट मूव टू 120 130, इट्स फाइन एज लॉन्ग एज योर रैशनल्स आर करेक्ट, एज लॉन्ग एज योर परचेज रीजन सेल रीजंस आर वैलिड, टिल देन इट्स फाइन. बट यस, अगर फिर से वो 100 से अगर 150 हो गया, देन यू कैन इंट्रोस्पेक्ट योर बाइंग एंड सेलिंग रीजंस एंड देन यू कैन लर्न समथिंग न्यू. बट यू शुडंट रिपेंट, मतलब अफसोस नहीं होना चाहिए कि ये मैं क्या कर दिया. So that's it.
Prasenjit, I am also a very strong believer of a clear investment philosophy at the time of buying. Right? I should have defined set of reasons for which I have purchased a particular stock. So if anything goes against my philosophy, I will get out of that stock. Right? It can be management quality. Let's say if I understand that the management quality is deteriorating or if there is a change in management. I had a strong belief on some other management. Now there is a change in management. That might be a good reason for exit. If there is a corporate governance issue, and I believe I'll always stay invested in companies which are very good in corporate governance. So I'll just get out of that. So, but that can only happen when you have a clearly defined investment philosophy. Otherwise, आप लेते हैं किसी रीजन से, फिर भूल जाते हैं, फिर वो पड़ा रहता है स्टॉक. राइट? अभी स्टॉक बढ़ता है तो आपको लगता है आपका फिलॉसफी राइट था, घटता है. सो एज प्रसन्नजीत राइटली पॉइंटेड आउट, प्राइस इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए, अगर ट्रेडिंग की बात करें तो भाव भगवान है. जैसा कि एक बहुत फेमस कहावत है कि भाव भगवान है, प्राइस देखो सब कुछ करो. बट अगर इन्वेस्टिंग की बात करें, वैल्यू इन्वेस्टिंग की बात करें, तो प्राइस इज नॉट भगवान. ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड, प्राइस हैज गॉट लॉट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन, बट राइट, एक फेमस कोट है that the markets are full of individuals who know the price of everything but value of nothing. You need to understand the value of things, because when you are investing, right, you are investing for the embedded value in that particular stock. So ये सारी चीजें आज हमको प्रसन्नजीत से जानने को मिली, ठीक है, और बहुत ही सरल भाषा में. इनका सबसे बड़ा स्ट्रेंथ है that the way he simplifies things, and that's what he has done in his book also, right? So friends, he has done that in one of our courses also at Elearnmarkets. The name of that is Secrets of Winning the Stock Market, right? That's an amazing course which he has hosted on Elearnmarkets. And I'll tell you what, as I say, that I request all my speakers, all my experts to give a deep discount on their course, and so has done Prasenjit. Thank you very much for that. He has allowed us to share 60% discount on his course. The name of the course is Secrets of Winning the Stock Markets. We'll share the link of that in this video's description. You can copy the link or click on the link and go to the course. Check the course where he has taught you what are the secrets of winning in the markets. And he has shared his 10 years of experience and the knowledge which he has gained in markets in 10, 12 years. Right? It's an amazing course to identify multi-baggers. Right? He has thankfully accepted to share a 60% discount. You have to use the code VP60, V for Vineet, P for Patawari, VP60, 6060. VP60 कोड यूज करने से आपको 60% डिस्काउंट मिलेगा उस कोर्स पे, और ये वैलिड रहेगा अगले 2 दिनों तक. 16th of September एंड ऑफ द डे तक ये कोड वैलिड है, ठीक है. सो प्रसन्नजीत, आपसे बात करके बहुत मजा आया. यहाँ पे ना बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन स्टॉक स्पेसिफिक आ रहे हैं. आई डोंट वांट टू गो स्टॉक स्पेसिफिक, लेकिन अगर आप हमारे दर्शकों को कुछ भी और बताना चाहते हैं, चाहे वो स्टॉक से रिलेटेड हो या कुछ भी और आप मैसेज देना चाहते हैं, सो प्लीज गो अहेड एंड डू दैट. आई थिंक प्रसन्नजीत सुन नहीं पा रहे.
Sorry, can you repeat the last line? Like anything
extra? I said if you want to share any message, if you want to give any message to the viewers, okay, please do that.
Okay. Yeah, so my message, like as I mentioned the first time, like as an investor, your first target should be to protect the loss. And for that, whenever you are investing in any stock, no matter whether you are getting it from someone else recommendation or from anywhere, it doesn't matter, do some basic research. Now the most, I mean, the complaint that I heard from the investors is that many persons don't have enough time for doing research and all. This is why they are just going for someone else recommendation. But I'm telling you, even if you just give 5 to 15 minutes on any particular stock before investing, then also you can do some essential checks. And in this course, I have designed a 5-minute test using a pre-formatted Excel sheet. I have offered a 5-minute test जिसमें क्या है कि you can test the essential parameters of any stock before investing on it, no matter whether you are getting from someone else recommendation or even if आपका portfolio में भी कुछ shares है, you are not sure about the quality and all. Using that 5-minute test framework, you can do all the essential checks that will tell you in during the market correction whether that stock will correct the most or not. As I am focusing multiple times on the same thing, that during while the market is moving up, all of our shares are doing fine, that's no issue. But the real test will come whenever the market will correct. Sooner or later market will correct, we don't know when it will correct. So whenever market will correct, your portfolio should be protected. And for that, those 5-minute test, the downside protection quality must be there. So obviously you can go ahead with the course, or even if you don't do the course, you can just follow whatever the simple things I have mentioned here or in the book, so that your portfolio can be protected. Whenever the market will correct, your portfolio should correct less than the overall market.
Right, right. So, there is a question from a user which I specifically wanted to take because I think there is some confusion out there. Someone is asking that, when we do SIP, right,
Mhm.
we buy even when the prices are falling.
Mhm.
So you said that don't do averaging on the lower side. So there is a user who's asking, do you mean that we should stop investing in SIP if stock prices falls? Right? So obviously,
Okay.
yeah,
No,
if you can
I
answer
think
that.
we do SIP mostly in the mutual funds, right?
Yeah.
While we do index fund or while we go investing in for mutual funds, then the SIP concept is there. Now remember, when you are investing in mutual fund, while you are doing SIP, you are not investing a single stock. You are investing in a basket of stock. So this is why even if the market falls, you should continue the SIP, because nobody can predict the short term market movement. So today the market is at all time high, nobody can say that tomorrow what will happen. So if you started investing today, and you are investing in a basket of stock, month after month you should continue that, because on that case you are not investing in one stock, you are investing in basket, and your fund manager is there to eliminate the good bad stocks and to replace the good stock. Even the very good thing is, like if you do the index fund SIP, which I always recommend, these are the low cost fund. So in the Nifty 50 index, what happens is whenever a company consistently performing bad, that company automatically excludes from the Nifty 50 and some better company comes in. So
Mm,
this is why this entry exit automatically happens, and you should continue your shift because you are investing in a basket of stock, not on
correct.
one individual stock. But yes, if you are investing in one single stock and investing month after month, and you are finding that the overall market is not falling but that particular stock is keep falling, then it's a high time to exit.
So प्रसन्नजीत, बहुत मजा आया आपसे बात करके एंड थैंक यू सो मच फॉर शेयरिंग सो मच. आपसे बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला आज. एंड दोस्तों, मैं आशा करता हूं कि आज हमारा जो ये प्रयास है ये आपको पसंद आ रहा है और आज की ये चर्चा भी आपको बहुत पसंद आई. अगर पसंद आई तो लाइक जरूर कीजिएगा, और अगर आप हमारे चैनल पे फर्स्ट टाइम आ रहे हैं और अभी तक आपने सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो सब्सक्राइब बटन को हिट करके सब्सक्राइब जरूर कर लीजिएगा, ताकि ऐसी और बहुत सारे डिस्कशंस जो हम फ्यूचर में करेंगे आप उसका पार्ट हों. और आप सवाल भी पूछें, आपके सवाल भी हम लेंगे, और कोई सुझाव हो तो वो भी आप हमसे शेयर करें. सो बिफोर वी क्लोज, प्रसन्नजीत, आप अपना ट्विटर आईडी भी लोगों को बता दें, ताकि इफ दे वांट टू कनेक्ट विथ यू ऑन ट्विटर दे कैन डू दैट. प्रसन्नजीत, इफ यू कैन हियर मी, ट्विटर आईडी आपका ट्विटर हैंडल क्या है? एनीवेज we'll find that out and we'll put it. I think मेरी ऑडियो में कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, प्रसन्नजीत को शायद मेरी बात नहीं सुनाई दे रही, तो we'll put it in description. So thank you Prasenjit, it was really an interesting conversation, really I enjoyed it. Thank you for the for joining us for this session. दोस्तों आपको भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कि आप इस सेशन में जुड़े रहें, और सेशन हम करते रहेंगे। थर्सडे को मैं फिर हाजिर होऊंगा एक और सेशन के साथ। सो थैंक यू सो मच, आप अपना ध्यान रखें। गुड नाइट, थैंक यू।